So it looks like Todd and Julie Chrisley are responding to the biological mom of Chloe, clearing up rumors of their adoption and explaining why they're very saddened by Chloe's biological mom's recent statements. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So it's been a few days since we've talked about Todd Chrisley or Julie Chrisley and what is the future for them. The last report that we did was that they would be forced to sell their $1 million mansions that they have in Tennessee in order to pay off the multi-million-dollar restitution that they will still owe. We also reported to you that Savannah Chrisley would be taking custody and would be taking care of Chloe and Grayson, her younger brother, while both her parents were serving their time. You may recall both Todd and Julie Chrisley were recently sentenced. Todd for 12 years in prison and Julie for 7 years in prison for tax fraud and a lot of different things. We've covered that story. At this point, we're just waiting for them to go to jail. But that was what they put in place. It looks like they've been preparing for this situation since they were found guilty. So Savannah is going to be taking care of them. Well, then this past week, the story of Chloe's mom came out. So if you watched the Chrisley Knows Best, then you or if you've been following the Chrisleys for a while now, then you probably have a little bit of an idea about Chloe's mom and that relationship and why they ended up with custody of Chloe. All right. So let me just kind of remind you, because I see in the comment section where people say, well, no, she can't. She could get adoption. She didn't give up her rights. It's so complicated. We're not attorneys here, but I'm just going to give you what the Chrisleys are saying right now in regards to their legal adoption of Chloe and Chloe's mom's history. All right. So Page 6 reports this. They said Todd and Julie Chrisley aren't going to back down after their adopted daughter's biological mom said she wants to regain custody of the 10-year-old following their prison sentencing. This is what said to their rep to People. Todd and Julie are saddened by the unfortunate and misleading narrative currently being portrayed in the media regarding Chloe. Jessica Doyle, the family law attorney who also helped the Chrisleys with Chloe's this is a quote, formal adoption, also claimed to the outlet that Angela Johnson's attempt, that's Chloe's mom, attempts are, quote, simply not legally correct or even valid. They say Angela Johnson's parental rights were terminated when she voluntarily surrendered her parental rights to Todd and Julie Chrisley on March 24th, 2017. The attorney also claimed that Johnson, who's 31 years old, quote, has no contact with the minor child since 2015. They also say that Todd and Julie Chrisley don't just have custody of Chloe, Doyle continued, they are her legal parents through adoption. Neither Doyle nor the couple's rep immediately returned Page 6's request for comment. Here's some more stuff. Johnson told TMZ, this is what she spoke to, Chloe's mom, biological mom, told TMZ earlier this week that while she was, quote, has not filed any legal papers yet, she would like to go back to court to get Chloe back home. She says, I want her home. She deserves to be home, she said in a tearful video. I'm her biological mom. I didn't walk away from her. I was pushed out of her life. And that has been a narrative that has circulated on the internet for a long time. Johnson shares Chloe with Kyle Chrisley, Todd's son from his first marriage. However, Todd, 53, and Julie, 47, temporarily shared custody with Johnson in 2014, okay, when Kyle was struggling with their son. Kyle was struggling with addiction and bipolar disorder. Johnson was later arrested. Chloe's mom was later arrested, and the reality TV stars gained full custody 3 years later. Todd and Julie's 25-year-old daughter, Savannah Chrisley, as I mentioned, previously said that she was granted custody of Chloe and her 16-year-old brother, Grayson, after her parents were convicted of bank fraud and tax evasion. They were sentenced, as you know, with a combined years of 19 years in prison. So this story is complex because, as you can see, both of Chloe's biological parents have challenges. Does that mean that they should be completely eliminated from her life? Well, I don't know if I believe that. However, are they in a better place? Should they be allowed supervised visitation of their daughter? I do think that maybe that should happen, and maybe that should have been happening. Because I know for a long time, a lot of people have said that the Chrisleys, Todd and Julie Chrisley, were preventing that from happening. But maybe their son and Chloe's biological mom, Miss Johnson, were not in a good place. Is she in a better place? And here goes to another part that, of course, the media is not going to cover. Chloe is, a biracial child. When the world looks at Chloe, they see a Black girl. There are certain things, and of course, with learning and being open to learning, white parents can help with that. But I also feel like on some level, and I'm not sure, very much Chloe could have contact with her biological mom's family and maybe not her biological mom. I don't know the details of that, but I do think it's important for Chloe to have access to that side of the family. And maybe even her mom. Maybe her mom is in a better place now. We don't know. I do find it interesting, though, that she decided to go to the media to do this. And look, here I go twerking on a fence. Not really. I'm just trying to see both sides of the situation. Maybe she felt the only way that she could do this was going to the media because maybe they've been blocking. Let's not forget why these two, Todd and Julie Chrisley, are going to prison for defrauding people. The banks specifically. I know some people are like, well, it's the banks. But that says to me that they have a history of feeling like they're above the law. So I'm just sort of like, have we all gone through, and like, I know you went through the legal situation in order to adopt Chloe, and I know you provided a very good life for her. Okay. But have you done that in so that you're prevented both parents from having any sort of relationship with Chloe? I don't know, but I'm no fool either. Sometimes your biological parents are just so toxic that you don't need to be around them. And that should be left up to Chloe when she's of legal age. We don't know. What we do know is that these two, her biological parents, had an issue in the past. I don't know where they are with those issues currently, but I don't think that means that they should be eliminated from her life. But I also don't think that Chloe should be sent to her mom, who she hasn't seen in, 7 years? I don't know about that. The last time she saw her, she was 3 years old. She doesn't know this woman. But I'm also looking at the Chrisleys like, you're not innocent from lying, so I don't know who to trust here. I've got trust issues. Guys, I know you have thoughts. I know you have thoughts on what I brought up in regards to the trust issues, but also Chloe having access to the Black side of her family, because I do think that's important, especially in this day and age. I think that's important for her to know that side of her family, but also to know her family, her roots. Let's have that conversation in the comment section. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Happy holidays, and thanks for watching.